When's the last time somebody asked you about a cool rock you found, right? It's the whole hobby about the cool rock that you find. I just love being able to go out there completely blind sometimes and just wandering different directions and just being able to find really, really cool things that nobody else has seen before. For me, rockhounding is 100% nature's greatest treasure hunt. It is the opportunity to go out into public lands or nature and go find rocks and minerals freely on the ground. So for me, my favorite part of the exploration is just getting out and seeing the sights for a lot of it as well. Seeing the sights and actively hunting for that object, because in that search you also find so much more than just the rocks. You know, you're going out there and sometimes you'll find like a crystal where there shouldn't be crystals. You can find fossils, you can find arrowheads. I found dinosaur bones out there before. You have a vast amount of different types of minerals and rocks and things that you can find, and the basic answer is I just think they're neat. And just being able to hold literal history in your hands is pretty cool. There are all kinds of rocks that people collect, everything from like agates to thunder eggs. We've got petrified wood, we've got crystals. After so long, if you're into the hobby for long enough, you gather a lot of things, you gather a lot of rocks, and the next step is trying to figure out what you do with all of them at that point. More casual rockhounders generally will just kind of find what they want to find. They'll clean up their finds a little bit and just, have them as display pieces around their house. Sometimes they give them away to their friends. Some people move on and kind of start with the lapidary work, where we start cutting the rocks and we start polishing them and kind of highlighting what those minerals truly look like on the inside, cleaning them up and presenting them on a higher grade essentially. And then you can also take those cut stones and turn them into jewelry or collector's items, or even what are considered specimen pieces. They're just unique enough to just stand alone. You do just have to have a love for the outdoors and an understanding that you are going to be outdoors. So doing research of things in your area is really important before you go out as well. Like, is it going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? Something to carry your finds in, so you can bring a backpack, you can bring a bucket, sunscreen. Staying hydrated is a really, really important one. I always carry around just a little simple pick and a hammer. It kind of has a pick on one side and the hammer on the other, and that's just to kind of dig through. You can bring garden tools, you can bring a little hand rake, something to just dig into the earth if you get into something that's a little bit harder.
What's up, girl? What's up? How are ya?
Good, how are you?
Good. We finally get to go out.
I know, I'm excited.
You excited?
Yeah.
It's fascinating to be able to leave the city and drive an hour and a half, 2 hours, and the landscape completely changes no matter where you're at. We've got mountains, there's deserts, there's lakes, and all these just beautiful things. And I really enjoy just being boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm. So here's another piece. This is an example of just in the road.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous. I can't believe how fast you found these.
Oh, well, there's in the road.
You can definitely just find things on the road. We've parked in a location before, just jumped off the side of the road, and there's a piece just that happened to erode out of the road. So part of the fun is like the hunt for it, kind of like that hunter-gatherer high that you get sometimes when you're in nature, where you're actively exploring. It's true exploration. It is getting out into a place that you've never been before and going out and just discovering like what's on the ground, what kind of animals are around. And sometimes you have to either hike to it, sometimes you dig down into the earth to find the bigger pieces. And it's all about tracking where that mineral is coming from and ultimately being able to find it and discover it and uncover it.
Look at that. That is beautiful. World-class red moss agate.
As kind of an introverted person, I kind of always needed that space to kind of just decompress and take some fresh air. And so going out rock hounding is kind of that sense of peace where I can get out into the desert or in the forest and I can just go walk around and be completely away from people. And my only focus is grounding, I guess, is, you know, I'm looking at the ground, I'm looking at the sky.
Seam of just agate running through it that's a little bit clearer. So when you slice it, you get a little bit of that green and red plume.
Sometimes just in my mind, I'll be like, today I want to go find moss agate. I heard it's in this area. I know somebody found some out there recently. And I'll kind of look up the areas that this particular mineral might show up. And I'll be like, okay, that is my goal today. Today we are going to go out to this particular location that I heard about. And we're going to just get out and just wander for a couple hours in hopes that we find it.
Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, it's got bots on it.
Yeah,
Every adventure, whether you are successful or not, is still an adventure. It still gets you outside, and you still get the fresh air, and you still get to explore new areas. And I think that's what ultimately makes it special. You go out there knowing nothing. I mean, sometimes you go out and you don't find anything, and sometimes you find the unexpected. But when you go out there with a goal in mind and you get lucky enough, you're in the right place at the right time, the light was right for you to actually see it, and you look down and there it is one of the best feelings in the world for exploration, because you're actually finding treasure. When you find that thing that you're looking for, that random piece, that random rock in the middle of the desert, and you bring it home, you then have the opportunity to do more with it if you want to. The other half of rock hounding that I love is the processing of those rocks. So I love to cut them open and see what their true potential is inside, because sometimes the outside of the rock is so weathered, you don't really, you know what you're looking at, but the full story isn't there. So being able to take them to the saw and either just cut open the geodes and reveal the crystals inside, or cut open the thunder eggs and you see that really cool pattern of the agate, which can be any color under the rainbow. It's always a surprise, and that's kind of like you get this little joy of like opening something, kind of like Christmas. You never know what you're actually going to get.
little empty geode.
But getting involved with a local rock club or a gem and mineral club is a really great way to just get introduced to the hobby, because you're going to be surrounded with people who already know where to go, what to look for, and you don't have to worry about necessarily doing lots of research on your own starting out. And a lot of them will do trips or exploration trips with the group members and take newbies out there to learn how to explore, learn what to look for in your area. And just being aware of the risks with it being an outdoor thing is a very healthy thing to remember. We are in the outdoors, and it's always good to be prepared no matter what.
Yeah, I'm happy to try cutting one.
Getting out there and the exploring and just keeping my eyes on the ground is quite literally a grounding experience. The world around me doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm right here, right now, in the present, experiencing the wonders of geology and the earth.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to discover more hobbies and visit notjusthehobby.com to learn more.